Hi, my name is Tanya Galyean, and today I will be discussing what an A3 is and how you can use it for problem solving. What is it? In general, it is a multi-purpose tool used for problem solving. It incorporates the plan, do, check, act cycle, which allows you to illustrate the changes you are planning on making towards process improvement. It is a living document that can be continuously updated and revised based on the progress made. There are 9 steps taken and illustrated, and it is usually printed out on an 11 by 17 paper. A3s make problem solving visual by telling a story with each box. When can you use it? Well, it applies to all types of activities, decision making, sharing ideas, proposing change, and for personal or professional development. As I said, there are 9 steps which lead to 9 boxes. They include reason for action, current state, future state, gap analysis, solution approach, rapid experiments, completion plan, confirmed states, and insight. The first box, reason for action. Here you'll be describing why the project you want to do is important. You want to include a baseline statement that gives an overview of the problem and the mission of the project. You also want to state the goal and make sure to list how the project's success is going to be determined. Also, identify the scope of the project and narrow down what exactly you are focusing on. Box 2, current state. Here you want to identify the issues with the current process and clearly state and illustrate the problem. Not only should you list the issues, but you should also have some sort of drawing or illustration that will demonstrate to the viewer what the problem is. On this slide is an example of a spaghetti graph, and it illustrates the confusion that someone may be experiencing in their department. Maybe the layout of the office is not correct and the person is having to walk around to different areas to do their job. The goal of the illustration is to demonstrate that there is a problem in the current state. Box 3, future state. Here you want to list the outcomes that you expect by the end of the project, clearly identifying what problems will be resolved, and have a clear goal. And again, it is important to have an illustration of what the future state looks like. If you did a spaghetti graph before that had a bunch of lines, maybe now in the future state there are less lines and a clear route that someone is using to navigate their department more effectively and efficiently. So gap analysis. The purpose of this box is to identify the root causes of the problem. Here you can use tools such as fishbone diagram, swim lane, value stream mapping, and there are many other tools out there that you can use, but make sure that you're picking a tool that will fit your needs to find the causes of the problem. And the examples throughout the rest of my presentation are from an A3 I completed for my own personal use to help me find a job once I graduate. So on the right is a picture of a fishbone diagram that I created. Box 5, solution approach. Here you list and describe the solutions that came from reviewing the root causes identified in box 4. And a great way to do this is by doing an if and then statement. So for my personal example, to finding a job, I put if I utilize the College Career Center's workshops, then I expect to attend networking events with industry professionals, learn how to improve my resume, personal brand, LinkedIn account. Also, if I practice and prepare answers for potential interview questions, then I expect to be more relaxed during interviews so that I speak clearly and confidently. Box 6 is rapid experiments, and here is a way to implement the plan, do, check, act cycles. The purpose is to illustrate what changes you're implementing, what happened when you implemented those changes, and what you plan to do next or differently. You want to talk about the barriers you identified and the next changes you plan to make based on what you learned. So again, here's a PDCA cycle that I created for my personal A3. Box 7 is completion plan, and it should be completed within the first 30 days, and it shows deadlines for each action plan along with who is responsible for the task, when the item should be completed, and the status on the progress. And again, it's a living document, so you can update it as you go if changes need to be made. If you were doing this for a professional work project, then you would want to add a column in there for who, which would identify the person responsible for that action item. Box 8 is confirm state, and here you want to include the results of each experiment, and you want to show if it's moved in line with your goal, and if it has not, then you want to state why. And ideally, you should be comparing box 8 to box 3, your future state. So again, here is an example I did from my A3, and I put the action items, the progress, and I stated whether or not it was in line with my target goal. Box 9 is the last one, and it's for insights. So here you want to talk about what you learned, what went well, what didn't go well, and any concerns you have going forward. And here is an example of the A3 I created for my personal use to find a job. And I just want to thank you for listening to my video, and I hope it gives you a better understanding of what an A3 looks like and how you can incorporate it into your personal or professional life. Thank you.